Hey guys, every week I find myself questioning if I should summon on the upcoming banner, so I thought I would share my thoughts on this upcoming banner. This week we have Typhon, and with Typhon there's two things I think about on whether or not I'm going to summon for him. First thing is, do I have a use for the card and the Esper that comes with it? I have to give consideration both individually because either could be the make or break reason that I need to summon for it. Then, assuming I do have a compelling use for either the card or the Esper, the next question is, can I afford to summon it? I'd have to think about my current Vizier and the possibility I might need to skip future banners based off of what we're anticipating on the JP server. So we'll look at these each in part, and here we go. First, the card itself. Right off the bat, when you read the card, you notice that the party ability increases magic attack and accuracy, which already signals that's going to be a good thing for magic users. And the unit effect increases luck, which can be nifty for evading, and we know magic teams are more than capable of being built for evade, since they have access to cards like Shiva. So if you want to simply throw this card into a team to buff magic without caring about the additional type bonuses, you can if you want. But would it be worth it if you already have something like Trousseau? At Max Awaken, Typhon increases the team's magic by 25 and accuracy by 15, whereas Trousseau gives a solid 35 magic. For me, I feel like there is a good value to have Typhon over Trousseau because that accuracy could be invaluable, whereas the bonus 10 magic could be useless if it can't hit the opponent. But if you have other sources of accuracy, Trousseau might be the better choice. The unit effects themselves could be the determining factor also. Typhon gives 10 luck at max, which could be beneficial for an evade built mage, whereas Trousseau could be used to resist a dark attack. It's going to really depend on the unit's use for each respective card. But despite the heavy representation of dark units in the current meta, I feel like that the luck stat in Typhon is more valuable because I will likely have the versatility of having the extra luck stat for running evade comps and slight increase to accuracy if I'm battling against an evade comp. Also, I don't have a build Trousseau, so Typhon is already looking mighty appealing. But if you do plan to use this card on a wind type for the bonus effect, it's going to take it quite a bit above the top and will probably make it stronger than Trousseau. If the equipped unit is a wind type, the user's magic goes up a whopping 30%, which is pretty significant. That means popular ultra rares like HLeela, Ayaka, and Howlet will hit that much harder. And if you've got them running on evade, they'll be dodgy while also being able to hit really, really hard. It's also worth noting that there are less used wind magic users like Kadia, Helena, and Mia that can benefit from the card, but they don't have as much of an impact as the ultra rares at the moment. Then last but not least, as if all the prior bonuses weren't already amazing and looking like they were specifically tailored for HLeela, we got an additional global exclusive unit effect that gives magic piercing and evasion up. But on HLeela, this takes her over the top in my opinion and makes her more of a beast than she already is, pun intended. With this card, she gets everything that we've just been talking about, and I'm just not going to repeat everything. It's a pretty long laundry list. She gets the whole laundry list, and it enables her to be even more of a nuisance on the field. So for me, I use HLeela very frequently in almost all modes of the game, and since this card is has amazing synergy with her, I feel like it's borderline broken in some instances. I will probably be summoning on this banner, just for the vision card alone. On to the Esper. As an Esper, Typhon is basically like his card. Okay-ish for non-wind magic users, but really good if it's a wind magic user. This is because Typhon has wind attack nodes alongside the usual magic nodes, which allows wind mages to do more damage than using any of the other magic damage dealing Espers. Another thing to note is that Typhon has extra nodes for accuracy, if you want to build them that way. His base stats are great also because he has more magic and agility than Diablos, and more magic but less agility than Shiva. Typhon also boasts a solid 60 luck to help a bit with evade and accuracy, but is it worth summoning just to get the Esper? This is a tough one because I've had situations where my HLeela could have defeated opponents if she just had a little bit more damage, and I think adding Typhon onto her can accomplish that. However, those situations have been rare, and I just don't think it's a good enough reason to have to burn Vizier for. Getting Typhon is great for a bonus for summoning on the card, but I don't think it's worth it solely just for the Esper like you would summon for another Esper like Odin, where the card isn't quite as good as the Esper is, or you just use the Esper that much more. So now that I've convinced myself that it's an amazing card for HLeela and the Esper is also going to be very helpful for her, I feel like I've set the bait for myself to summon on this banner. But should I, considering that JP has a bunch of new things coming in a few months and we have the 1-year anniversary coming up? Looking at Hadesyn's timeline for projected releases, Garble, Graveler, Geodude, whatever you want to call him, is released in about 2 weeks, and he is quite the meta character and might be worth investing in if you're not chasing the Final Fantasy X collab. After that, you got 6 weeks, or 6 weeks from today, is the 1-year anniversary, which means EX Jobs and Final Fantasy X collab, which is then shortly followed by a Nier collab, and then King Mont. I know, it's crazy, right? It's like metagame inception, metagame creeping within metagame creeping within metagame creeping every other week. If you have any interest in these characters, you might need to give even more consideration on whether to pull on the Typhon banner, depending on how much Vizier you have stashed up. For me, I'm going to be cutting it pretty close. I'll just be above 20k saved with some content left to get me a few more 1,000 Viziers, which means I'll probably have to skip on every banner up until Anniversary to even have a chance at maxing out anything during the Final Fantasy X banner. However, I'm probably going to summon on the Typhon banner because I need the magic attack party buff for whenever I'm running a magic based team. I find the accuracy is very beneficial, and I also use HLeela for virtually everything. If I didn't have HLeela, I would skip the banner. Anywho, thank you guys for listening to me ramble and muddle about whether or not I should pull on this week's banner. Hopefully you guys have been thinking about this banner as well, and let me know in the comments if you agree, disagree, or maybe if you have recommendations on whether I should be summoning on this banner or not. You guys take care, have a good one.